welcome back to the workshop. So today we're going to do some experimentation with the K40 Laser, and we're going to see what the settings need to be to etch a picture or a photograph on some of this very nice, quite very near white. This is the best material to do an etching on, a photograph or something like that. And we're going to see what sort of a job the K40 does. So to find that out, I'm going to get a grayscale test card, which actually I downloaded from Lightburn. They're a fairly good resource for laser stuff. So we're going to open up Inkscape and see how we get on. Okay, so let's pull up Inkscape and we're going to import a grayscale test card from the desktop. Where is it? There it is. Oh, and that's the picture we're going to actually end up engraving. But here's the test card. Now, when you bring an image into Inkspace, leave these settings as they are. Leave embedded. Otherwise, you can lose some information. So we're just going to say OK. And we'll bring that over into the page so we can see what we're doing. It's a little big. So we're going to go over here and press the lock and then make it a more manageable size. About 60 millimeters I think is fine, and press OK and bring it somewhere in the middle. That should be fine. Just a little over 2 inches. It's actually 2.25 inches thereabouts. And we're going to now come into here and say that we want to reduce the page size, because at the moment it's a big A4 size, so make it a smaller item, smaller program, then going into K40 Whisperer as you can. So reduce reduce the page size to the drawing. And now we're going to export that. So we're going to save that now, just as we're going to say this is test number 5. Test 5. And we're going to save that as an SVG file and save that. So we can drop this down now. And there it is up there. So now we're going to pull up K40 Whisperer. And we're going to import that into K40 Whisperer from the desktop. And it's test 5. And there it is. So the next thing to do now is fire the laser up. Okay, so let's fire up the laser. Put a bit of material in there. And I'm just initializing the laser with K40 Whisperer. I don't know what you can see there on the computer, just touch that. I had some people ask some questions of how I was moving this automatically with K40 Whisperer. Well, it's very easy. Just keep your eye on the screen there. I just got my cursor, I just catch hold of it and move it, let go, and you see that as your project then, as your piece of work moves on the screen within the program of K40 Whisperer, when you release it, the head will move exactly to that position. So that's very simply how I'm moving it. Or the other way is you can go to these arrows here, and there's a measured amount here of 10 millimeters. So if I just hover over that one and press that, you watch this move 10 millimeters. Press once, again, again. So you can see that yeah, it's very, very controllable. That'll do there. Okay, so you'll notice here, I've just got some marks on here. Now, this controller will turn all the way back here, and of course it doesn't fire. Now, what I did some test firings with it, and I found that the laser starts firing at that mark, which is about 6 watts approximately. You know, so you can't really do much with that. I found the area between here and here is good for engraving and vector line drawing. Here is good for cutting. At that point, it is producing 15 milliamps. Okay, 15 milliamps on the meter here. At this point, it is producing the maximum that the laser tube should be putting out, which is it's actually around it's approximately 40 watts, but you know, this is 18 milliamps. Now, it's not nice to run your laser for any prolonged time at all at its maximum output, so I regard the 15 milliamp mark there is the maximum that you know, the tube should be run. So we're going to start doing this test card somewhere around about this mid-level here, which is probably about well, we'll see. we'll run it and see what it's got to max out at. So all right, well, we'll give it a run. And okay, so I'm going to turn on my air pump, which will help which will help the process. It'll keep too much debris from going down on the material. And we're set about midway there. Maximum probably would be about 8 milliamps. So we're going to say I'm going to set this at let me say 200. I'm going to start off at 250 maybe, or 200. We'll say 200. That's 200 millimeters per second. Here we go. You can see this is hardly going up. Oh, now it's starting to go up. Now it's starting to cut something. Well, do you know, I don't mind telling you that that's not too bad. That was, it actually, I'm quite surprised that I just gave it a setting very similar to what I would do on my 100 watt laser, and it's about 80% there. You know, it's pretty damn good. You know, there's definite graduations here. It gets a little bit little bit lost here, but that could be the different density of the material, the wood. And then we come back into here, and there is definite graduations. So that was 8 milliamps and 200 millimeters per second speed. I think if I'd have gone up to 250, it would have been slightly better. It might have, you know, this might have been better. We'll actually try it. But I did miss a step out, and I'm going to show you that now. And that step was, and I actually forgot to film it because I'm so used to actually just working in the background, and I've done a few tests on a few pieces of wood. And what it is you go into settings, and you go into raster settings, and you need to have halftone dither on. Okay. Now what that does is allows K40 Whisperer to talk to the board in more detail, talk to the onboard electronics then in more detail, and say, look, instead of firing in any particular pixel once, you know, fire 3 or 4 times, or miss certain pixels. In other words, fire the laser multiple times and at different power levels in singular pixels. That's what it's actually doing. So it gives you a grayscale effect. So that's what you need to have turned on. Don't worry too much about these settings. What these settings do is alter this curve here. Now this is a curve graduation from black to white, and how quickly it goes there. I mean, you can alter it if you wish. You know, you can make it less or more, whatever you really want, you know. But these are the preset settings, and I find them to be okay, actually. So I wouldn't mess with them too much. You can if you want, obviously, you know. You might be able to, you know, sort of get a better image, but this is, I find, set okay. This is the scan step over of 0.02 of an inch, actually. I do find this program a little funny. It mixes inches or thousandths of an inch, you know, with a millimeter program. But that's okay. You know, whatever you whatever you're used to, I suppose. But you know, we all know what 0.02 of an inch is, and we all know what, you know, 0.001 of a millimeter is. But there we go. And I suppose pictures and, you know, DPI, dots per inch, you know, I suppose you do have to understand the imperial measurement system as well as metric. So there we go. So I thought you'd like to see that, and just make sure that's ticked on, and I wouldn't bother with altering anything else. Okay, so I've done a number of tests now. This is the first one we did. All the same power level. I haven't altered the power meter at all. This is at 200 millimeters a second. This is 250 millimeters a second. And I ramped it up to 350 millimeters per second. And these are the different results. Now, there's not too much difference between these two. I think I'd favour that one. We're getting a little bit more sort of colour in this one, I think. But there again, it might be to do with the actual grain of the wood, I don't know. I know the lettering is a little better in this one. So maybe somewhere between it, maybe 300 would be the perfect setting. So I'm going to put a grayscale picture up now. Just a graphic, and we'll see what the K40 makes of that. Okay, so here we go with our etching of a photograph. I am quite astonished actually at the performance now of this little K40 40 watt little CO2 laser. Now, you know, I've carried out all the mods and updates on this machine and made it safe and made it work like it should have worked out of the box. My 100 watt laser couldn't have done any better at all. It's absolutely fine. And if you wanted to get in at the basement level to learn how to use a CO2 laser, go no further. Providing you are prepared to work on it. It's not going to perform like this straight out of the box, or you're going to be very, very lucky if it does. And certainly the safety aspects, I am very pleasantly surprised at its performance. And I'll say again, if you're interested in lasers and CO2 lasers, there's no need to go spending $5,000 to start off with. If you want to teach yourself how to operate a laser, you can teach yourself for under $500. The programs are free and they're fine. I picked this up for, I think, $460, somewhere around about that. Alright, I threw another $80 at it to get it to perform like you are seeing now. And yeah, run it and get one. But there again, look at my other videos prior to this one to see about the safety issues, because they are quite serious safety issues. And the modifications that I've done and the adjustments that I've done, bare minimum, you'll get results like this. What else can I say? It works as it should now. So thank you for joining me for this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed making this one and the preceding videos to this, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot more enjoyment out of this, showing you what to do, as it were. If you've liked my videos, please press like and subscribe, don't forget. And if you really like my videos, I do require some help to keep going. And that help would come in the form of becoming a patron to the channel. So Patron information is below this video in the video description area. It is getting increasingly difficult to keep going. I'm holding my head above water. We're doing okay, but only okay. So, and it is the patrons, and they are keeping the channel going because there is no ad revenue to speak of now. I don't know whether it's because of COVID, I don't know whether it's because of Carper, but it's pretty well gone. So help if you can, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video, and come and have a look at some of my other videos. And don't forget, I've got 2 channels and there's nearly 600 videos now across the 2 channels. So go and have a look. I'm sure there's going to be something there to interest you and keep you from being bored. Okay, thanks guys. Bye now.